Martin, hi, how are you? You faced off with Tom. I believe he said some things to you in Polish. What did he say to you?
Yeah, he said I'm not fat anymore. So he was referring that I lose some weight maybe over the past camp. Yeah.
Were you surprised that he was able to speak some Polish?
No, I knew he speaks Polish. I know he has a Polish root, so yeah, that wasn't surprising me. A little bit that he was saying it when he was recorded, because I had the rumor that he don't wanna talk much when he got interviews or something. But yeah, he was speaking Polish. He was speaking Polish well.
Yeah, and obviously this is your second main event, I believe, of your career. Tom has never gone past round 2. He has been booked for main events. So do you think the key for you is to drag him into deep waters?
The key is for sure to drag him in the deep waters. I don't know about the going to the further rounds. It's something unknown for sure how Tom will be look like in third, 4 or 5 round. But I'm not sticking to the plan that he will get tired and I will finish him. I just wanna go hard right from the beginning, because if I want to make him tired, I have to get tired too, and I don't want to just stay there and wait for him to get tired.
Yeah, and both of you have shown off your ground game throughout your UFC career. First of all, what do you think of his ground game, and do you envision that this fight will play out on the ground?
I see his ground game. I saw his impressive performance with Alexander Volkov. So he's very good. I knew his ground game is on such a high level before. I spoke with some people, even from Poland, who train with Tom ASPINALL, and yeah, we'll see. I don't feel like uncomfortable go to the ground with Tom. I confident about my skills there too. Yeah, we see how it plays out.
And you've been in the UFC since 2016. How do you think the heavyweight division has changed over the years? Do you think it's the best it's ever been?
Well, yeah, it is. Yeah, it's because I'm here. Yeah, it's a really fun division right now. I think it's because there is lots of contenders there. Lots of fighters who just right now can fight for the belt, and they're not getting in because it's so busy. So it's a very interesting division, and bringing the John Jones, he got much more interesting because I see him as a bigger star right now fighting. So yeah, some division that people keep an eye on.
And like you said, it is wide open. So where do you feel like a win over Tom ASPINALL would put you?
Well, I'm hoping to put me in top 5, but probably that I will get another fight to get the title fight. That's something realistic. I look at it realistic. So I will probably need another fight to get the chance at the belt.
And you mentioned John Jones. He's fighting Stipe. How do you think that fight plays out? Who wins?
I see that it's hard to bet against John Jones. Whatever he did in the octagon, he always comes with the hand raised. So and I'm a fan of his style of fighting, and I'm picking John to win it.
And he kind of hinted at retirement a little bit. Do you think if he beats Stipe, he sticks around, or do you think he'll retire?
Hard to tell, because he was saying that he will retire, and then he got back, and then he say some other stuff which he didn't do. So he was talking about retire after it, but it depends. I think he might feel it like he want to, but if he wins, he might still be hungry for more.
Thank you.
Hi, Martin. Due to the way that Tom's fight with Curtis Blades went last year, do you see Tom as a fighter coming off a loss or not, because it was kind of down to an injury?
I don't think it's he's coming off a loss like like he got beat up, right? He might coming of something bad happen, and that's something that might be in the back of his mind. But I'm not, I don't pay attention much about his mentality and his if there will be something bother him coming up to the fight. But he might. I don't know. I'm not focusing on this one.
And because of the injury, do you think there'll be any tentativeness at all, or are you expecting him to be 100% and coming forward from the off?
Yeah, that's another thing I'm not focusing on. I don't want to build my confidence about him being limping or something like this. I just hoping that he's 100% healthy and 100% ready. So that kind of opponent excites me the most.
Would you think of Tom or rank Tom as your toughest opponent to date, or not?
Absolutely, yeah. I no doubt he's my toughest opponent in my career.
Best of luck, mate.
Thank you.
Marcin, to your left. Hi. A lot of the conversation in the media leading up to this fight has been about Tom, him coming back from injury, fighting on home soil, fighting in London. How does that sit with you? Are you happy being the guy who not too many people are talking about, or do you feel a little bit disrespected heading into this?
I don't mind my position in this one. I really like to be an underdog. I really like to be in the blue corner. As long as I'm not the champion, it's nice to be an underdog. Just I have more stake to cut in this fight. Yeah, that's my approach for those kind of fights. I don't mind it, like it's anyway. It's very busy for me. The fight week, everything. I know how attention it gets. I signed for it. So I don't feel like I'm just the background here. I just feel like the main hero also of the main event.
And a win over Tom would obviously be a real statement in the heavyweight division. And with it being so wide open, as Farah was saying earlier, who would be your natural next step in your quest to sort of get that shot at the title, do you think?
The closest it gets to the fight, I just don't want to see. I just don't want to think about next step. Yeah. And right now it's much more on focusing on happen on Saturday. But I don't mind to share it if that comes the way I planned it. I probably will need another win to get a title. I don't know, Sergey Pavlovich.
And if you're looking at Tom stylistically, where do you think you have the greatest advantage in terms of the different facets of MMA?
Against Tom?
Yeah.
It's hard for mention just one. I just feel like I have to whatever he brings, I have to bring more. So I am just hoping to have advantage in every aspect. And
London has a very large Polish contingent. Are you expecting there to be a strong level of support for you in the arena on Saturday night?
I'm expecting to be some. Probably there will be, much more British fans booing for me a little bit and cheering for Tom. But yeah, there will be Polish fan base there, and I will be focusing on them to make them happy.
Brilliant. Thanks a lot.
You spoke about the crowd. A lot of fighters have the O2 Arena on their bucket list of places to fight. Was London somewhere that you'd always looked forward to fighting?
Yeah. I was. That was the place I really want to fight. Once I know how big the martial arts here are, and yes, the O2 Arena. I've been attending the UFC events before here. I saw the atmosphere there, and that was really something I want to be a part of.
And you've headlined an event before in your career, a little bit earlier on into the UFC. What are the differences that you're finding this week?
For sure, there is a much more experience. that was like, I don't know, 6 or 7 years back, and there's lots of change, you know, like mentality, my approach to training, to fighting, to all this, you know, fighting show in general. So it would take a while to mention everything, but it's a completely different, you know, mindset for this one.
And in terms of who you are as a fighter, how do you think you've developed since that time? You as a fighter, how do you think you've developed since that time?
Well, I developed physically for sure. My body changed. There's lots of stuff that I build up. I skilled up. There's, you know, I was treated as a jiu-jitsu fighter before. Right now, I don't feel like there is a dominant, you know, one thing dominant in my game. I think like I'm well-rounded and fully prepared. I'm a mixed martial artist.
And you've gone 2-0, I think it is, since moving camps. Can you talk about the impact that that's had to you?
Say again.
The impact that moving camps has had for you.
The moving camp? This one? You mean the camp? How
it's impacted your performances going forward? You moved camp, your new team.
The new team?
Yeah.
Yeah, so I joined the team about 7 fights ago. So I really loved it. I travel around the world and I found it the best place to train. Really getting a lot with my coach, Andrzej Kościelski. And yeah, he's a big part of this win streak and how the fighters I am right now.
And in terms of Tom, he's never been past the second round. So do you see that playing to your advantage, having gone the distance so many times before?
It might. I'm not 100% sure say it will. I'm not focusing on, you know, I'm not building my confidence about he's getting tired in there. It might because it's unknown, but, you know, we will find it out on Saturday.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Hello. Hello. Tom, welcome back to Action. First one, I want to start with, you saw TYBURA earlier this week and immediately asked him why he wasn't fat anymore. Were you surprised that he was a bit more svelte coming into fight week?
I think he's still got that skinny fat thing going, though. I think he might be hiding a little belly under there. No, he looks in good shape. He looks in good shape, to be honest with you. I think it's a big fight for him. It's a big fight for me as well, obviously. And we've both trained hard for it by the looks of things. And you can tell with his physique.
Yeah. I feel like this is a commentary on your ability as well, but a lot of people are counting him out. They're not really giving him a lot of chance. For the outsiders that don't appreciate it, what does he do well that we don't realise?
He does a lot of things well, and I don't understand why people are counting him out, because he's won 7 of his last 8 in the rankings as a heavyweight. That's a pretty good record, mate, if you ask me. And he's very durable. He doesn't quit, which is pretty rare for a heavyweight. Usually when heavyweights start to get a little bit tired, they start to look for a way out, and he definitely doesn't. He's got loads and loads of experience, and I've took him extremely, extremely seriously.
You mentioned he doesn't like to quit and go away. Are you sort of expecting to be the guy that can put him out and show that you are maybe a bit levels above?
Yes.
How excited are you for Sunday morning to not be asked about your knee again?
Oh, mate, I can't wait to never be asked about my knee again. That's going to be excellent. I'm going to be moving around in there nice on Saturday night and show everyone that we are at full health and everything's recovered, mate. I feel good. I feel great. And, yeah, I'm fucking sick of talking about the knee, mate, to be honest with you.
Are you still going by Tommy Two Legs, or did Bisping call
No,
you?
Bisping put me off when he called me a paedophile, so
That'd do it.
I want to stay away from that register, that sex offenders register. I don't want to be linked to that at all, so staying away from that, mate.
Good career choice. If you could win this fight by go-go plata, running knee, or flying arm triangle, how would you win it?
Probably running knee. The others, yeah, heavyweights aren't doing the others, so yeah, that suits me.
Your old mate Tyson Fury is fighting Francis Ngannou soon. What are your thoughts on that fight, and how do you see Tyson and Francis matching up?
I think Ngannou's got a puncher's chance, but it's a very, 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 very small puncher's chance, very slim chance. As someone who has sparred Tyson a lot and seen Tyson up close, sparring a lot, and seen him fight up close, I think that someone with the inexperience of someone like Francis Ngannou, it's going to be really tough. Obviously, he punches like an absolute truck, and if you put Francis Ngannou in there with anybody and tell him that he's allowed to punch him, he's got a chance against anybody. But Tyson Fury is a master of what he does, and it's going to be a tough night for Ngannou, I think.
Have you spoken to Tyson about the fight?
Yeah, I spoke to him. He called me the other day. He asked if I'll help him with training and stuff. So we'll see how it goes, mate. We'll see how it all goes. You know, I've got a busy schedule myself, so we'll be in touch again after my fight's over with.
Last one from me. You know, last time you did this and the knee and everything kind of blew up. How excited are you to go out there on Saturday and hear no again?
I'm excited for that. I can't wait for that. I just want to fight again, mate. I'm really happy actually this time. I've missed it more than I realised until I actually got to fight week. Like, I'm really, really happy to be here, really grateful to be here, and I'm looking forward to it, mate. Can't wait.
Tom, over to your left. No one wants to be on an injury layoff, but were there benefits to being off for that length of time in terms of progressing your game, finally sort of tuning your skills for this upcoming fight?
I mean, it gave me a lot of time to get everything right in my life. Before, I don't know, I think I'm kind of a superstitious guy, and if everything's going well, I don't really want to change stuff, even if I know it's wrong, if that makes any kind of sense. Like, well, that made sense to me before, but I feel like I've really changed a lot inside and outside of the gym, inside and outside of fighting, and I think that this time has given me loads of chance to work with loads of good heavyweights in training, make sure that my body's looked after and good, make sure that I'm well rested and that I'm in a good place mentally. And, mate, I can sit up here all day and talk about it, how good I am, but ultimately I have to show it on Saturday, and that's what I intend on doing.
We had Molly McCann in here earlier, and she was talking about how her career was going at like 100 miles an hour, then she had a setback, and now she feels a lot calmer, and things seem to be coming at her at a slightly slower speed. She's seeing things a lot better now. Is that going to be a similar case with yourself, do you think?
I don't know. It's just a fight, mate, to me. I'm going in there fighting with someone, and it's irrelevant as to what pressure's on me and all that kind of stuff. I'm just going in there to do a sport, and I just look forward to that.
Looking to make a big statement, get a big win this weekend. Heavyweight division is absolutely wide open. There's a clutch of contenders who are all about to be in big matchups coming up. Obviously, there's yourself. Who else in that heavyweight division would you say are the most dangerous contenders who you might have to face before you get
There's
shot?
absolutely loads, mate. There's loads. I don't really want to miss anyone off, but the ones who stand out are like, obviously, this Pavlovich, who's ranked number 1 at the moment. He's like, on paper, the number 1 contender. You got loads of dangerous guys, mate. Like, obviously, there's Sirogan, Spivak fighting. There's Tuivasas fighting Volkov. Like, these are all obviously, there's Almeida and Blades. Like, these guys are good, mate. It's not like 10 years ago when they were all old, fat heavyweights who were just standing there punching each other. These are like guys who are not even in the prime yet. So I think we got an exciting 10 years ahead of us in the heavyweight division. It's going to be a great time.
And how far off from a title fight do you think a big win, a big stoppage win this weekend will put you?
Well, heavyweight MMA kind of has its own rules, in my opinion. If I'm like rank number 5 and I fight rank number 10, which is what's happening, and I lie on him for 5 rounds and it's a boring fight, it's not really going to move me up at all. But if I go out there and knock him out in 30 seconds with some crazy spinning elbow, like, that's going to put me as a number 1 contender. And that's just the way it works, mate. It doesn't always come down to rankings. It's like impressive performances. So it all depends on how the fight goes Saturday. What kind of finish am I going to get? What kind of win am I going to get? How the fight's going to go? I don't know. We'll just see.
Last one from me. When you've spoken to us in the past and you've talked about wanting to fight John Jones one day, but back then you said you weren't ready. Do you think you're ready now?
Yes.
Perfect. Thank you.
Just to go off the back of that, John Jones is going to be fighting Stipe Miocic. What do you think about that matchup? How do you think it goes down?
I think it's interesting. I think it's difficult to pick a winner, really, because Stipe now is getting a little bit long in the tooth, I would say. He's got a lot of miles on the clock, and he hasn't fought for like 2 or 3 years now, and that's going to be difficult. Oscar, can you move your head, please? I can't see the lady behind you. Thank you. He's just getting his head in the way. He's very rude. And yeah, I think it's difficult to know where Stipe's at this point. Whereas John Jones, we know exactly where he's at. He's just had a great performance. So it's heavyweight MMA. You can never say exactly what's going to happen at obviously the highest level. But I would say that John Jones has the edge, definitely.
And do you see John Jones sticking around for much longer after that fight?
I hope so. Like, that's my dream fight. My goal in the future moving forward is not only to win, but like I want to excite John Jones. Like, I want him to look at me and think, I keep saying it in interviews and stuff, but at this point, he probably doesn't know who I am. He probably doesn't, and I'm like, that's fine. But I want him to watch me fight in the next few fights and think, I need to stick around for this guy. Like, this guy deserves. I need to test. I want him to look at me and think, I need to test myself against this guy and be excited about guys like me coming through and want to take that challenge.
How do you see yourself matching up with John Jones?
Pretty good. Pretty good.
Tom, when you're doing the job that you love to do, obviously it's an amazing thing, it's an amazing feeling, but when that opportunity is then taken away from you, whether it be through injury or other things, it can be a really difficult thing for your mental health. How did you find this last year in terms of mentally not being able to do that job that you love to do?
I found it pretty difficult, mate, to be honest. After a couple of months, I was all right, maybe less. The toughest bit was not being able to walk for me. And like you say, at first I was like, I didn't know how long I was going to be out for. It's all right. Even like losing a fight, mate, say I got knocked out or I lost a points decision or whatever, you know that in 3 months you're going to get another crack at it. Whereas with me, it was like, I didn't know when I was going to be able to train again, didn't know when I was going to be able to fight again, and it was a tough time, mate. Mentally, it's a really tough thing to suffer an injury in front of millions of people and be sat at home on your own, unable to walk. Like, that's quite tough.
Was there anything that was a springboard for you to kind of start feeling better about it, or was it simply once your body started healing, your mind started feeling better? Once
I was able to start the rehab process and stuff, I was all right because I literally treated it like a training camp. Getting back to getting my knee right, and my physio, he'd always give me like 2-week goals. So it'd always be like, right, in 2 weeks you need to be doing this. So it always like give me something to look forward to and stuff. So I really had great people around me to help me get back to where I am, and I really kept everything good in terms of what I was putting in my body, the rest I was taking. Like, I think you can tell from my physique now that I didn't just get fat over the time that I was away. Like, I took everything really serious, mate. I probably took, honestly, the rehab process more serious than I've taken any training camp, and I'm not even joking. Like, I put all good stuff in my body, took the right rest, hypnotherapy, like I did everything to get back better than when I left.
Thanks very much, mate.
Thanks,
Best
mate.
of luck.
Tom, just down here, sorry. I know you said that you don't want to speak about the knee injury too much and you're kind of sick of speaking about it. But you're already known as being one of the most athletic fighters across any weight class. Do you think that there's going to be a bit of a surprise from the people to see how different you look post-surgery?
Yeah. A lot of people, well, the close people to me know that I was getting through these training camps and fights, mate, with one leg. And that's not over-exaggerating. So I think me with 2 legs definitely has a lot more to offer than me with 1 leg. So I think it will surprise a few people the way I move around the octagon on Saturday.
Does that obviously include your kicking game? I'm guessing that's something that's evolved over the...
Yeah, not just kicking though. There's all kinds of stuff that there's certain movements I couldn't do. I couldn't grapple for too long. Like, I was barely grappling at all before. Like, I would be on my knees for half an hour. I'd have to stop training because my knee would be swollen. So that's gone. And I've done some great training with great heavyweights for the full camp. It's not been like we've had the odd heavyweight. Every single day, mate, I've got heavyweights to train with, which is pretty rare thing. So I'm really happy about that and how my body feels responding to that as well.
And I know you mentioned it there about the physio and how seriously you took that. You mentioned that during that time you were asking your physio to set you goals for you to hit. How important do you think that was to do that during the recovery?
Well, me personally, I need a goal. Otherwise, I'm just like treading water. It's just boring. And that's when I do start getting a bit down in the dumps, and that when I'm just stuck doing nothing with it, like aimlessly going through life. I don't really like that stuff. Like, I need something to work towards. So it's very important for me.
Thank you.
Thanks, mate.